Welcome to this week's edition of Taiwan Outlook. I'm your host, Chi-Chen Lo. Over the past 2 decades or so, the electronics industry has been one of the leading and driving forces for Taiwan's economic development. However, in the face of the globalized competition and in the face of the rising competitors from other countries, how can Taiwan's electronics industry survive and thrive in this globalized market? And these are the topics we're hoping to talk about today. And our guest today is the president of DIGITIMES, a well-known international media, marketing, and consulting company, Mr. Colley Hwang. Mr. Hwang, welcome to our program.
Yeah, Mr. Lo, thank you.
You've been in the electronics industry for many years. Could you tell us the historical development of Taiwan's electronics industry?
Yes, I always say I'm very lucky because I came back to Taiwan in 1984. That year was a taking off year of Taiwan high-tech industry, especially for computer industry. And we started from scratch. Now, our industry even bigger than $300 billion US. Most of the people, they didn't know how big is Taiwan's scale of the electronic industry. And I do not know either. But we have the common revenues from Taiwan stock market. We can check the numbers. Until end of year 2006, totally we have about 657 listed electronic companies do stock trading in the market. If we count those kind of companies' revenue, our industry revenue is bigger than $273 billion US. As you know, we have some companies listed in Hong Kong market and even in NASDAQ. If we count the companies like Foxconn, like EMC, AOC, or Silicon Motion in NASDAQ, Taiwanese management company focus on electronic industry, even bigger than $300 billion US, as I mentioned. But also we have many multinational companies doing business in Taiwan very successfully. Like even our major rival from Korea, which is Samsung. Samsung, as I know, at least, they have $8 billion US revenue from Taiwan. And we have other companies like Intel, Toshiba, Fujitsu, or Hitachi from Japan. So Taiwan, this marketplace, our yearly revenue even bigger than, as I know, $450 billion US revenue. That's a very big one.
And apparently the electronic industry in Taiwan has been a very successful one. But you mentioned that this industry started from the scratch 20 years ago. So what are the most important factors in making Taiwan such a successful story in terms of electronic industry?
I'm not sure if we can say that it's lucky or that is a very important reflection point for Taiwan, especially in 1984-85. Government say we didn't allow people play game or something like that. That's why company assembly, machine assembly, they moved to IBM compatible PC. At that time, IBM also allowed Taiwanese people to assemble IBM compatible PC for worldwide market demands. So from 85 to 89, Taiwan enjoyed high growth rate. Even most of the companies didn't know why we make money, but they made a lot of money from the computing business. But unfortunately, from 85 to 92 was another stage because actually, mostly American market, PC market, they contribute about 40% of the world market at that time.
That's right.
And European market contribute about 30%. But most of Taiwanese companies, they move to Europe because European market is diversified market.
That's right.
More easier for Taiwanese companies to get opportunities from European market. So Taiwanese companies to go Europe to try to find opportunities. But unfortunately, as I say, from 85 to 92, European market is not so good as before. So many companies shake out from the business. So from 1985 to 89 to 92 was a shaking stage for Taiwan high-tech, especially for electronic industry. But 92 was another reflection point for Taiwan because they all say compact price down 45%, and they say yes, we have to price down to create more business opportunity from the low price products. And, at that time, I was in America at that time, but my friends told me, Colley, we have new pressures from compact. And, before that, the price gap between Taiwanese-made products and American brand names, the price gap could be about $500 US.
Really?
But after that, only $200 US. If you ask end users, you want HP or Dell PC, or you want a white box PC from Taiwan, people say we prefer maybe HP or IBM or TI even at that time. But when I came back to Taiwan, my boss say, actually I in charge whole Taiwan computer industry statistics system for many years. So So I have to collect the data from manufacturer directory. And I found many orders, OEM orders come back to Taiwan because when American brands price down, and they have to try to find out a cost down solution.
That's right.
And Taiwan is the best choice.
Why is that?
Yeah, because we have cost effectiveness. We know how to do mass production. We know how to handle, how to source in the components. Even we are very strong. We are good at commercialized design.
That's right.
There is a very important key success factor at that time. So from 92 to 96, Taiwan is spent about 8 to 10 times. I mean, in 1992, if you say it, we produced 40,000 pieces of motherboard or monitors. It could be the world-class manufacturers. But in 1996, we spent to 400,000 per month.
Yeah.
That is a big change, significant change. But now you may didn't know. Companies like Asus Tech, they produce 5 million per month.
Really?
Yes. Other companies like ECS, like Gigabyte or Microsoft, the top 4 motherboard manufacturers now, they contribute about 80% of the worldwide desktop PC motherboards for wide market demands. Then economic scale is very important. After 1996, because we have economic scales, then we have the components demand. Is another key reason why Taiwan has our own IC design industry. In Taiwan today, we have about 350 IC design houses, and the revenue was about $10 billion revenue. And we contribute about 22 to 23% of the worldwide IC design industry. We are second one, so next next to Silicon Valley.
So we have moved from the OEM to ODM now in Taiwan.
Yes, and we are not only ODM. We design for them. For example, we design for HP or Dell. For example, we design 100 different models for your alternatives, and then we create components demand. Then we have design houses. We do like a baseband for mobile phone. We also do power management IC or others. Then those companies move to foundry companies like TSMC, UMC, and then we can do foundry here. And this is another reason why TSMC, UMC has so strong position in world market. As I know, they contribute about 60% of the worldwide foundry service market. TSMC is number 1, UMC is number 2. Yes, mostly their customers are derived from European society or American community. But Taiwan local companies still play a very important role for their annual revenue. That is important. So we have very good vertical integration industry here.
But in comparison with what we had 20 years ago, what are the biggest changes in terms of electronic industries in Taiwan?
I mean, the scale is very important. You know, 25 or 20 years ago, we just running a very traditional business. We just take orders and produce for them. But now, if I say, produce 10,000 keyboards is not a big deal. But produce 2 million per month is a big deal.
That's right.
Because we need maybe 100 different kinds of language on the board. Then we need to ship the products to your customer within 2 weeks or 1 week even, or even 3 days, 4 days. So there is a big challenge. Cost effectiveness behind that. We have a very good management system. Otherwise, we cannot handle that.
That's right.
And also, we need the financial support. For example, if you order 1 million per month, then we need financial support from banks. Then we need to deal with them. Even we need to deal with the insurance company. Then we can handle the business. So Taiwan has an economic scale. From my point of view, within 5 to 10 years, we don't have the real competitor in computer business. We are the powerhouse. And I always say what MIT stands for. Yes, maybe people say made in Taiwan, but from my definition, I say Microsoft, Intel, and Taiwan. We are very strong in this field.
But you mentioned that Taiwan is very strong at the so-called vertical integration and so on. But we are also famous for this so-called cluster economy.
Yes.
What are the advantages of Taiwan in terms of those cluster economies?
Cluster economy?
Cluster, I mean.
Yeah, cluster economy.
Yeah.
Yes. And I always say, China looks very strong. Yes, they are very good. But once I asked one of the top semiconductor equipment company, the chairman, I say, do you believe Taiwan will compete with China? He said, yes, I do. I said, no, I don't think so. What's your point? I said, Taiwan is a unified Taiwan. China is a different China. I say, Beijing is Beijing, Shanghai is Shanghai. There's a different story.
Yeah.
I mean, we tried their own infrastructure for the semiconductor industry. But in Taiwan, 90% of the electronic industry revenue derived from Taipei to Hsinchu, 1 hour distance geographic location.
Yeah.
So it's very easy for us to change information and very easy for us to collect sourcing components together.
That's right.
In a very short time. So DIGITIMES, we host like 70 times event every year, just B2B. And industry here is very strong. Then every week we have professional events.
Yeah.
And the density of engineers here could be one of the highest in the world. As one of them, that is very polite. Even compared with Silicon Valley, we are very strong. And in Taipei, like Hsinchu Science Park, like Neihu Science Park, we have many engineers working for world-class events, like even iPhone, iPods, like we have many products, components we produce for them.
Yeah. Tell us more about DIGITIMES. I know that you are a marketing company or consulting company collecting information from the electronic industry.
There's a long story, but I would like to explain to you something about our company. Yes, looks like we are a media company because we print out our paper every day, but actually we have very good information base. Like every day we create about 100,000 Chinese characters in our newspaper, but we put all of the information into our database for 10 years long. Actually, today I think we have about 1 billion Chinese characters in our database. That could be the best information source.
Information about what? Yeah.
For electronic industry only, because we just only focus on electronic industry. Then all of the information are pure electronic industry information. There is a very good database. People, for example, if I'm a component supplier, I would like to sell our components to Foxconn, ASUS or others. Then they have to check how many pieces they produced for last month, something like that. So we have the information. There is one thing. Secondly, even in, for example, like South Africa or Turkey. Actually, I just visited Turkey recently. In Turkey, you have to believe, we have 400 subscribers there.
Really?
Yeah, because they have to come to Taiwan to buy computer. And they have to get information about ASUS, Gigabyte, or Microstar, or even Foxconn. So there is a mechanism. We have very good infrastructure here. Then we focus on supply side information. And before, 10 years before, I founded a newspaper company, media company, or consulting company before. I used to be the chief analyst of a think tank for Taiwan high-tech industry and the government as well. And I personally involved and participated in the first version of Taiwan Computer Industry Development Plan 22 years before. So at that time, we are very young, but we have 1 minister and 4 vice ministers will be in our center and listen from us about our vision, about our observation, about Korea, about Japan, Germany, or America. So there is a mechanism we created 22 years before. And 10 years before, I say we don't need to rely on government grants. We can do it by ourselves. So I try to convince, actually we have 55 industry leaders are our shareholders, includes the chairman of our Acer Group, his founder. And Stenshi is our biggest shareholder. Then we have the shareholders from MyTech Group, their chairman, Matthew. Matthew Miao is our biggest shareholder too. And we have a board director from TSMC chairman, Maurice Sang, and others, like other major shareholders, like Foxconn chairman, ASUS chairman, or Microstar, Gigabyte. All of the top 4 motherboard manufacturers, their chairman are shareholders.
So you are surprise information provider to the market and to the possible buyers.
Yes, and we charge them reasonable price.
That's right.
So I would like to say that DIGITIMES is one of the, I cannot say we are very successful, but we are surviving and doing business, good business in high-tech industry, because we are not only making money, making profits, we also help the industry to watch overall industry. And so we have, actually in our DIGITIMES, we have 200 employees, and we have 13 from overseas. They're from Russia or from other countries. They translate our information into other languages. And we also have, I think we have about 60-50 employees can speak English, and 6 speak Japanese. I speak Korean too.
Right. How many languages do you publish every day?
No, we just have, mostly we focus on English and Chinese as well. And mostly, as I say, every day we create about 100 to 120 articles of news. And we just select 25 about translated into English because not all of the local information are good for Intel or Samsung or Toshiba. So we just select 25 translated into English.
From what you just said, I think Taiwan seems to be still having the advantage or competitiveness in terms of the electronic industry. But we're also facing competitions from other countries, including India and China and so on. So when we come back, we'll talk about competitions from other countries and how Taiwan can continue to maintain our competitive advantage. And let's take a short break. We'll be right back.